Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my updated everyday makeup routine. It's been around 4 months since my last video like this, so this video is a little overdue. For my summer routine, I always try to make my skin look as summery as possible. Excuse me, truck. Don't be rude. And before we get into it, a portion of today's video is sponsored by M Cosmetics, so a huge thank you to them. It means so much to me. So I'm gonna try to keep this intro short and sweet. So before we get into this video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I'm already starting with all of my skincare down, and most importantly, my SPF. Wear your SPF, don't be bratty. And the first makeup product I go in with is, of course, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I use the shade numero 3, number 3. Oh, get this hair away from me. I mostly use this as an under foundation highlighter, so I use it on the high points of my face. I want to be extra glowy today, so I'm going to put it right above my eyebrow, and I'm going to blend her out with my little sponge. I'm gonna have a little matcha break. I'm like a matcha drinker now. I make matcha lattes from home. No big deal. I've only ever ordered matcha lattes from Starbucks, but over the quarantine I got super bored of my coffee recipe I've been doing. So I've expanded, and now I'm a little at-home barista. I make myself some chai lattes, all types of lattes. Let me know what you like to put into your iced matcha lattes. I've just been putting agave syrup. I know that's like the most basic, but let me know. Or let me know what your favorite at-home drink is, because I love to switch it up. So now for my base, I'm gonna do the same base I did in my no makeup look that I've been loving so much. And it's the perfect summer coverage as well. It allows my skin to still feel very lightweight, but it still softens everything. So I use pretty much 90% of my Glossier skin tint. I use the shade G9, and I'll use 10% of this guy, the Milani Screen Queen, and I use the shade 250 right now since I'm a little bit more tanned. I also just made a huge order for a lot of drugstore products because I know my channel has been lacking in the drugstore department. And that's just because I haven't been shopping at my drugstore, just because my brain tells me that if people do get corona, they're gonna go get meds and stuff from the drugstore, so I've just been avoiding it. I find it really tricky to buy drugstore makeup online, so we'll see what I ordered. I don't know what I ordered, but I ordered a lot, so I can make like a more drugstore version of this or something else. We'll see. First impressions of all the stuff I got. I'm super excited. I tried to get things that I think I'm gonna really enjoy, or things that kind of reminded me of other products. Hopefully they'll be good dupes. Yeah, keep tuned for that. I ordered it all on well.ca because I can get Flower Beauty through there, and I really wanted the Heat Wave bronzer drops to compare them to the Cover FX bronzer drops that I just received. I love this base so much because when I'm applying it, I like don't know where I applied it. It looks so natural and skin-like. I absolutely love it, and it makes my skin look so glowy, which is always my goal. Now I go in with my sponge just to get even more of a skin-like finish. You guys know I do this to all my foundations. This is how I get them to look super skin-like. It's not magic, it's just a dampened sponge. For my everyday look, I don't always go in with a foundation. It depends on how much time I have or what my skin's like, but I've just been loving that combo so much. And if I don't use a foundation, I've shown this a few times on my channel before, I'll use my Kosas concealer, which I'm going to use as my under eye concealer, but I usually dot it in areas I want to kind of correct. And this concealer is very skin-like as well, so it's perfect for that. And also the shade I have is not a super stark one, which is really important for a few steps in this routine. So this looks a lot more natural under the eye, so there's not so much separation between the bases, as well as when I get to my bronzer and when I do my wave technique, it doesn't look like a mask under my eye. It just makes everything look a lot more seamless. I love this concealer so much. It's probably my #1 favorite at the moment. I just love how it just feels like skincare. It's really unique. By the way, I use the shade 04 in the Kosas concealer. Now I'm going to use some powder, and I'm going to use my Hourglass Veil. I'm just going to take a bunch on the tip of my sponge. Oh, where's my mirror. Oh, there you are. And I'm gonna set my under eye right here while I do my brows. I'm also gonna put a little bit more powder in some of the areas of my face a little bit later on, just because I am going to use a few more cream products. Okay, brow time. And I've been doing my brows a little bit differently. I showed this kind of in my no makeup video. I take the M Cosmetics brow cream in the shade Ebony and I kind of back comb my brows, but first I run through my brows with this just to kind of get all the hairs coated. I just got super bored of doing my brows, so I switched up the routine and it's just a lot more fun. So I fill them in kind of like that, and then I'll kind of remove the excess product on this little brush. I'll start back combing the hairs to make them look very crazy. This just adds a lot of volume and fluff, which I need. I love a fluffy brow look. If you don't, that's all good, but this is what I want. Not this, it's not done yet. But I kind of let that chill out for a moment, let it set down, and then I'll kind of reshape. Oh no, I fuckered it. But at this point, I'll kind of grab the tips of the hairs and kind of lay them down the way I want. And this is a great technique for me because I do have like a bald spot right here in my brow. So I can like really shape the brow to make it look like a little bit more full in that area. And I love the texture that this adds. So here we have kind of the base, and then I'll go into a product similar to the Brow Flick. I either use this one or the MAC one. I think I prefer the Glossier one over the MAC one just because I don't use the powder side on the MAC. But I use the shade Black in the Brow Flick. And in areas where I need a few little brow strokes, I'll kind of add this through there. This brow's not my friend today. This one's a little bit more friendly. And then if I feel like I need to get more hold, I'll go into a brow gel. I really like this one from M Cosmetics, the shade Clear. I think they only have a clear one anyways, but it's really nice and small, so you can get into those areas. And I find that this also smoothens out everything as well. There's my extremely floof brows. They came out super floof today. Now it's time to get into the bronzer. I'm going to be using this guy today. This is the cream bronzer from Fenty. I used the shade 03 Macchiato. And I'm going to be using this brush right here, the Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. And I love this bronzer so very much because it gives such a natural appearance. It's a great color as well. I love how it's buildable as well. You don't have to worry about over applying or anything like that. And it also gives a glowy appearance without being sticky. So it checks off all of my boxes, that's for sure. Once my brush has a little less product, I'll go over the nose bridge, kind of in a dabbing motion. So it's not too precise and it kind of leaves the base alone as well. And I also carry that to my chin without dipping back into the product. Such an easy product, already done with that. For highlighter, I'm actually going to be skipping it today just because I used the Hollywood Flawless filter. I feel like I don't really need an added glow, but sometimes I do feel like I want to. And I usually go in with a Nude Sticks highlighter because they have kind of more of a see-through base to them. They just give more of a glossy look, but I feel like I don't really need that today. So now for my blush, I am going to be using the M Cosmetics Serum Blushes. And I don't know, I can't decide between these two right here, Sunset Sky or Rose Milk. I'm looking at the new shade extension right now and you guys aren't ready. They're so nice. I'm embarrassed of my hands because they're really, really orange. I really screwed up my self-tan last night, but I might mix the two together. Yeah, so that's Rose Milk on its own. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of Sunset Sky in there. I love this combination. Look at that. So good, so good. And I'm going to apply that with this little brush right here. This is the contour brush from Moda, and I'm going to concentrate it right here. Oh, that's so good. Blush is my favorite step, as you guys probably know, so I kind of switch it out depending on what I'm feeling. Most of the time it's either one of the Heaven's Glow blushes that they offer or their serum blushes, and the serum ones just are so summery. Now that I'm done with using creams on my face, I'm gonna use a little bit of powder in some areas just for some longevity properties. And I'm using the Veil once again, and I'm just gonna set the center of my forehead here, mostly the areas that tend to get extra oily during the day. So I'm just gonna lightly feather some in the center of my face right here. So for my eyes, I'm going to be using the M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. And if you weren't aware, I did come out with my own little M Cosmetics bundle, which is such an honor, and it's so wild to see my face on their website. It comes with 3 products: this little eyeshadow palette, their Morning Dew lip gloss, and the Morning Mocha lip cloud. I believe there's still a few left, so if you want to support me in that way, it would mean so, so much. Cute runner alert. Oh, I think his girlfriend is trailing behind. I almost became a runner. Right there. What am I doing? My eyes. Okay, I'll zoom you guys in. This is schmidgen. So my eye routine didn't super change since my last video. On the daily, I still kind of define the outer portions of my eye. So I'll show you real quick what I do. It's very, very quick and easy. I just kind of contour them to kind of bring them out a little bit more. Okay, this ruckus outside is really annoying. What is y'all doing? Y'all hear something? Don't you know I'm filming? Like, the world should stop when I'm filming. Basically, I start off with the lower portion of my eye, and I kind of follow the natural angle of my eye, and I kind of create a little softened wing. And I'm just using the brown shade from that palette. And this is a ColourPop E10 brush, by the way. So that's about it. I just create that little smoky liner, and it's great for the summertime for my eyes because my eyes in the summertime get so extremely oily. So I just have to let this area kind of breathe, especially on the days where I'm going to be wearing this look for a while. I'm just going to quickly do this eye, and I will be right back. Two seconds later, and I'm back, and the last thing I do from this palette is take this little shimmer shade and pop it into my little inner corner here just to highlight it. So for my mascaras, I of course go in with the Glossier Lash Slick for the bottom lashes, and today I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs for the top. So here are the eyes all finished. Super, super simple. But now let's move on to the lips, and then we're finished. So for my lips, I usually go in with some sort of lip pencil, and my #1 favorite lately has been the MAC, you guessed it, Oak. So I just kind of define my lips a little bit. And my favorite lip color as of late has been the Nudestix Sun-Kissed Nudies. I've actually just been using this as my lipstick. I think this one's my all-time favorite nudies that they've ever come out with. It's so good. And of course I want a gloss, so I'm gonna go in with my M Cosmetics Morning Dew. And here we have it. Here is the completed look. I love it. This whole look usually takes me 10 to 15 minutes without me talking, of course. I really love this look. It makes me feel so bronzy and glowy. Some of my favorite adjectives with my makeup looks. So another huge thank you to M Cosmetics for sponsoring a portion of today's video. It means the world to me. And with that said, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye!